and welcome back to Just Start Show. And today I thought I should be talking about listening. And listening is very important skill that most often we forget to listen carefully, pay attention to. In fact, this is important because only when we are listening we would be in a position to understand what the speaker is saying and assimilate the content of it. So what I see most often is people are forewarned not to listen. They don't have an attitude to listen. They're forewarned, just like a remote. When advertisements come, we tend to skip to the next channel. Likewise, when very important content is spoken, people are at times forewarned to skip the content and close their active listening capabilities. So this is something that we'll have to keep in mind. This is something that is stopping us from growing. When we don't actively listen, we are not in sync with what the speaker is saying. So it stops us from learning new things. So first and foremost thing is active listening. I'm going to talk about three things: active listening, empathetic listening, reflective listening. Each has got its own strategies and tools. So let's start with active listening. Active listening is paying attention to what we are speaking. Most often we don't pay attention to what the speaker is saying. We are forewarned, like I said, or we don't have the willingness, or we don't have the motivation to listen. First and foremost thing is having a motivation to listen. There is something that is very crucially talked about. So let's listen. Let's see what it's talked about and what is the thing that's talked about. Let's listen and let's take it forward and internalize so that we are able to understand the content and respond to it appropriately. Showing interest, like I said, no motivation. Sometimes we don't show motivation when a speaker is there. We either skip to our cell phones, or we talk to someone, or we just keep there blankly looking at and not showing any interest, not showing motivation. Our body language suggests that we are not interested. See, if you are not interested, the listener is also not interested in taking forward the message that she or he has got in store. He also would lack motivation. He also would lose energy. So we need to show interest. We should provide feedback whenever there is a situation, whenever there is a scope for providing feedback. We should be able to provide feedback. This is something that we'll have to keep in mind. We should be, only when we are following, we would be in a position to provide feedback, appropriate feedback. In fact, it takes a conversation in a very cyclical manner. There is a give and take, and there is feedback, there is a response, and there is correction, there is response. All that happens when we provide feedback. Just by even body language feedback. Say that you are listening, show that you are listening. Defer judgment. Don't jump into conclusions. Don't frame your own opinions and come and say that that is not in sync with what the speaker is saying. The speaker has got something in mind to say, so he is saying it. You can refute, you can have your counter arguments, but don't differ based on judgments. Defer your judgments. Don't be too very judgmental, and don't be too very stopping the person from speaking. So you should be open enough. That's a simple thing. You should be open enough to understand, accept. Speaker has got something to say, let's listen to. That should be the attitude. Respond appropriately. You should be in a position to respond appropriately. Your body language, your verbal language, it all should be in sync with what the speaker is saying, and respond appropriately. Matter of minutes and it's going to get over. So if you don't engage in listening, we are not going to respond appropriately. And whenever there is a question from the speaker, you should be able to speak on from where he or she had stopped. You should be able to continue, or you should retrospectively go back, reflect, and speak. That is something that is responding appropriately. Empathize. Try to follow the emotions and perspectives of the speaker. Try to be in sync with the emotions and perspective, and try to take it forward rather than trying to be judgmental, stopping and not accepting what the person is trying to say at the mind level, stopping it at the mind level. Be patient. You will have your scope to speak up. Be patient. Don't be too very hasty and judgmental. as I had said, and don't be stopping the person from speaking with your, you can respond appropriately with relevance, lot of relevance. That is something that I want to tell you. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Just Start. Keep sharing the resources and we'll all enjoy the growth. Thank you very much.